Welcome to Jake's Happy Nostalgia Show, a podcast where nostalgia comes alive. Together, Jake and his friends interview talents varying from actors, directors, writers, producers, composers, puppeteers, and so much more. Who will they be chatting with today? Find out in this Jake's Happy Nostalgia Show episode.
Hello everyone, welcome to this episode, Jake's Happy Nostalgia Show, where nostalgia comes alive. I'm your host, Jake Deffinbaugh. With me today, our co-host, Chris Bixby and Wyatt McCullough. How are you guys doing?
We're good.
Great, how are you?
How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
That's good. Jake, who we got today?
Today's guest we have for today, he is an actor who's a part of some shows that that we will mention later on. A couple of them with his dad, and as well as he's a part of one modern Nick Jr. shows, which Sid Croft and Marty Croft were created, which is called Mutt Stuff. Here he is, Calvin Millan. Calvin, how are you?
Hey guys, I'm super good today. I'm a little bit sick, but it's not stopping my my happy energy today.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's good to hear. Yeah. That's awesome to hear.
Oh, I hope you get better soon.
Yeah, me too. So we know you. For those who don't, can you tell a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Well, I grew up raised by packs of dogs. Basically, I learned how to walk from them almost. And
wow.
Yeah, I've been around animals my whole life. And so learning this lifestyle, I realized that my dad was actually teaching people how to live more in the animal perspective in their life. So sometimes people can get really caught up in their creativity where they create actual problems in their lives, like stress that can be eliminated by just going for a walk, taking a breath, or some of these natural things that animals do to relieve stress. So I didn't know that that was his profession until my dad said that he wanted to give me a show that I can actually help kids learn the same things that I learned growing up, like how to handle my energy and how to control my emotions, so that I am not a passenger, but I'm the driver of them. And so being able to cope with stress in a healthy way. And because stress does exist in nature. There's a bunch of things that I guess we're not used to seeing in a concrete building out in the street, you know what I mean? So it's just adapting that natural perspective, that natural lifestyle into our very unnatural lifestyle now, which will help us basically reach a lot of more peace much more easily and simply.
That's awesome.
Nice.
That's what we wanted to offer on the show. And yeah, that's my it's my story.
After the background.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh man, but happy to be here. What else can we talk about? I want to know about you guys. How did you start this show, Jake?
So of course, I was the one who started the show. Okay, so fun fact. So before Jake's Happy Nostalgia Show became a thing, me and my other co-host Matthew Johnson, who was
now, hold on. You want to go way back? You started doing interviews first.
Well,
like of random people and
so I started where I started my experience interviewing was I was interviewing two people from the community that three of us are a part of, and then after that for a little bit, me and my other co-host Matthew Johnson, both of us were thinking about having a boring podcast, which literally boring related podcast. So literally, it was only one episode. It was on StreamYard. Because you know how amazing StreamYard is. And so after that, we now wasn't really motivated to do more episodes. And then when I started doing the show, it's so much fun doing this. Because lots of episodes we've done, we interview musicians, composers, actors, puppeteers, and so we're all the diverse show instead of just interview all musicians, so that's what the show's all about. And then Wyatt, Chris, and other co-hosts Matthew and Matt want to be a co-host, and boom, and then we just doing episodes and we just having fun and keep doing it ever since. So
and Chris was a part of podcast that's still going called the DJ Bob Show.
I was, yeah. I've definitely had some previous experience with podcasts before this one. I was on the DJ Bob Show as a co-host, which I
great friend of
currently
ours.
edit
Yeah,
for.
amazing.
I'm still off and on. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I never had podcast experience before I got into the second episode, not knowing I was doing it. I did it.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Well, I mean, I don't really do this kind of stuff, but it's you guys are making it feel super, super easzy for me. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
Definitely. So why don't you ask the next?
It's actually you.
Well, yeah, but we already kind of answered that in a way.
Can you talk a bit about how you got into acting?
Yeah. So I actually have absolutely no experience of acting prior to the show. Everything I did on my dad's show was not real, like it wasn't fake.
Yeah.
Right.
Like it was like that. I guess that's what you would call reality TV, right?
Yeah, reality TV.
Yeah. So I really didn't have any experience of kind of pretending to have certain emotions. I've always kind of been honest with how I felt and how I expressed myself. But when my dad said, hey, you're going to be on a TV show, we really want to share with the world what I taught you as a kid, and make it much more accessible in a fun way for the community. I was like, okay, so what am I going to do? Do I just do I go in and do I just say, hey guys, make sure when you meet an animal, the first thing you do is practice no touch, no talk, no eye contact, so that they can trust you first, because you know what I mean? That's normal. That's what other animals do with each other. But it wasn't like that. I had to speak to a puppet. I was talking to kids that I didn't know. So all feelings that I learned to express on the show were actual genuine feelings that I've had in real life. So meeting these kids, I guess were just I had to access memories of meeting other people and feeling the same way, and then channeling that feeling into this scripted character.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. Awesome. So can you talk a bit about your background and kind of how you grew up?
Yeah. Well, I grew up in Inglewood. My dad's first facility when he crossed the border, when he came from Mexico, his first facility was South Central, and that's downtown LA. Not the safest place, but funny thing is that it gets a little bit safer when you have a pack of Rottweilers and pit bulls following one guy off leash. So you feel pretty safe that nobody will come up to you and give you any trouble. So I grew up just going on really big walks with my dad around dangerous neighborhoods with packs of dogs, and not feeling one bit of fear, and living and growing up without much fear. And what happened?
I said, there you go.
Yeah. and then after that, my dad basically, he was discovered. I'm not sure, not really sure too much on these details, but he was discovered, and Hollywood caught wind and was like, oh my God, this maniac is on rollerblades riding around with all these dangerous breeds off leash down to LA. Like, well, this is crazy. So he made his first appearance on a newspaper that we still have saved in our memory vault. And then after that, he was approached by some TV producers from Hollywood about doing a TV show. And at this time, I was there watching all of it. Like, I was working with the dogs, feeding the dogs, telling the big dogs that are way taller than me, way stronger than me, give me my space, and have some respect for me, because I want to play by myself, and I want to ride my bike. You don't need to chase me. And I just watched my dad tell these producers, like, okay, whoever can walk through these packs of dogs and come out to the other side without any fear, and the dogs accept you, I'll work with you. He wanted to make sure that their energy was right. He was a big guy, his super big, sorry, I'm a little foggy right now, but he's really big on energy. And animals, that's the first thing they read is your energy.
Yeah.
And so the first thing that there was, I think these two ladies, they walked through the pack of dogs, very confident, very calm. And my dad said, I'll work with you two. And so that's how the Dog Whisperer was created. And that's that's basically, that's when my dad's regular life was just recorded on, camera.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was his job before. And now it's on TV.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's, and then after that we moved out from Inglewood to Santa Clarita, and then back into Encino, and now we're kind of just moving all over the place. Eventually gonna get Japan, Spain, all these places.
Wow.
Wow.
We're gonna get some
here.
Nice.
Yeah. Awesome.
Nice.
So, who are some of your inspirations? Like involve, dog training or stuff that you,
Well, a big inspiration for the character of Calvin on Mutt Stuff, or just me in general as a human?
Yeah.
In general, just in general. Yeah.
In general. There you go.
Well, my grandma created my dad. So, she gave him all of the necessary energy that it took to be who he is right now. And thankfully, my dad would bring my grandma over from Mexico to the United States, in Englewood. I got to spend a lot of time with her, and she really, really, really has a deep, genuine affinity for the Japanese culture, the Asian cultures, and mostly the martial arts part of it. And that influenced me a lot growing up. My dad was a judo champion as a kid.
Oh, wow.
And
Nice.
I think he has plaques on his Instagram, photos of all the gold medals he's won in Mexico.
Wow.
But she would talk to me about Bruce Lee and how disciplined they are, and that had really inspired me as a part of who I am, to remember that knowledge behind that art. So I would say one of my first inspirations is my grandma, my dad's mom. She really pushed me into the realm of the Japanese culture and philosophy and lifestyle, because that's where the energy, they really practice seeing life through the perspective of as energy. Life is energy, and everything around is energy. So that was my first, because everything my dad was repeating to me was from what my grandma would say to him. So that was my first inspiration. My second inspiration, obviously, is my dad.
Yeah, right, definitely.
To have the excuse my language, but to have the balls to do such a big, scary, leap of faith. It's like jumping off of a cliff. You don't know if you're gonna make it or not.
Right.
For it's like, it kind of reminds me of like a hero, like a hero's journey.
Yeah.
That just taking all the risk and the only way, you know what I mean, that you're gonna make it out is if you succeed. And he bet it all, and he succeeded. So that inspires me to reach whatever goal that I want to reach. And I see it as very normal now. Like, miracles are what he did, it could be seen as a miracle, but that science is much more, it can be explained. He used hard work. He used a good perspective. He didn't whine. He didn't complain. He was very grateful, which is very spiritually empowering, and it create a very strong magnetic field for positive people and situations to come into your life. and just maintaining that faith that that trust in his abilities, like the confidence, the calmness. And so those are his superhero energies that inspired me to take that and create it my own. And then the third inspiration, I would have to say, is the samurai. I draw a lot of my inspiration from Japanese culture. I'm actually a blacksmith as well, as
oh wow.
that I like.
Wow.
Yeah, I make swords and knives.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
And I don't know why I thought I would be the one to make them and not the one to like really practice them and use them as much. But I've learned that I'm inside. I'm a craftsman. So whatever I'm gonna do it like a craftsman.
Yeah.
So inspiration.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
I know you brought this up a bit earlier, or we talked about it a bit earlier, but before Mutt Stuff, you appeared on, of course, two of your dad, Cesar Millan's shows, Cesar 911 and Dog Whisperer with Cesar Millan. Can you talk a bit about those?
Yeah. Which, like I said, my dad's life was like it was so normal. So one TV show wasn't really different to me from the others. You know what I mean? So can you kind of give me a little bit? So I'm trying to set up the phone here.
You give a little bit more, I think.
Say that again, Calvin.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Could you ask a question? And what was the difference between those two shows, or how was it like on those?
What was it like? Appearing on those two shows.
It was, to me, I didn't have any sense of. I still don't have any sense of money, power, or fame, like desires. So those shows to me were just the same as if the camera wasn't there. My dad was like he's really good at creating a very calm and peaceful environment. So it's normal. It felt very like as if you went to church. It was something that you had to go to because your parents told you to.
Right.
So you don't, you'd rather be outside playing with your friends. But,
exactly.
It's that feeling of like, all right, I'm here because, my dad told me to be here, but I don't mind. Like normal. It was like going to church.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Also, since you mentioned about two differences, what's the differences from those two shows?
Oh, that's right. The difference. I'm not the right guy to tell you the difference, but
Get your dad.
It's fine.
Was one in Spanish and then the other one was in English? I remember he did.
The other might know. We don't know.
Yeah, I lived in Spain for one of these shows. I think that was Líder de la Manada. I'm not sure.
We don't know. Somebody out there tell us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What I'm kind of curious about, I think everybody else is kind of curious about, how did Mutt Stuff come about?
Mutt Stuff came about with I think my dad had an idea to change the script. So like we were just talking about those two different shows. They had two different, I think, producers, right? So they had two different perspectives of how they wanted to, give the show, or not. I'm not sure, but I do know that something needs to be different. The foundation needs to be different for it to be a different show. And it was just super, sometimes dramatic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Our coping mechanisms as humans are much different than animals. I feel like Hollywood would really exploit certain coping mechanisms, like crying, frustration, just losing control, more imbalanced coping mechanisms, right? But what my dad wanted to do was change the script from this like Hollywood like exploitation like thing. And he wanted to say, hey, well, what about when when your coping mechanisms build a healthy habit, like it helps you build a healthy, so instead of holding inside and, you know what I mean, crying on camera, you have a person helping you learn how to breathe with those same stressful situations. So my dad had partnered with Yale and Harvard University to create this program, this Mud Degrees program, and educate people on, oh, excuse me, I have to cough.
It's fine.
They've created this program together to teach others the same strategies, but in a much more like a kid's book.
Okay.
So it's super simple, super, you know, sorry. Damn. Super applicable, or I don't even know how you say that word, but you can apply it very easily.
Okay.
And I think he had certain partners that were talking about it before. Man, this cough is really getting me. Yeah. Anyways, and I think the conversation with Marty Krofft came about by one of his friends talking to him. And then, hey, what? Do you have any kids? And my dad was like, yeah, actually, I want to do a show with him.
Wow.
Oh, man. Okay, give me 1 second, guys.
No worries. It's gonna pop. Chris is gonna edit all this part out. So So whenever the parts when like we review the cough or anything, all that's gonna part out. So.
Bro. God, it's like stuck. Okay. Ready?
So with Mutt Stuff, what was it like working with the cast and crew for the first time?
For the first time, like the first episode, or like first episode was absolutely crazy because it was a pilot, and it picked up. It was really funky. I had no idea what was going on, and they were telling me, say these lines into that camera and smile while you're singing, and don't blink, and make sure, you know what I mean, like don't look too awkward, so blink a little bit, like all of these, you know, micro expressions. And I was learning, okay, I'm not super comfortable with this yet, but I'm okay with being vulnerable. I'm okay with expressing myself without doubt. I'm okay with making myself vulnerable to judgment and not caring about judgment, just, you know, follow direction and you know, worrying about that more than judgment. And the first pilot, it didn't get picked up, but definitely an interesting experience because I learned, you know, what a dressing room was. Even though I was in a dressing room with my dad for the first time, it was my show. So now I understood, like, the value was different. You know what I mean? Because it was mine, I guess. But yeah, it was really weird having someone ask you every like hour if I wanted anything to drink, wanted anything to eat. Because, you know what I mean, my dad raised me to go get it myself.
Right.
I'm not, you know, some princess, you know. So I, you know, go get it myself. So I had when we did the second pilot, because the first pilot didn't get picked up, it just didn't look right. It was really like I said, it was kind of like wacky. The second one was much Marty and Sid Croft, like
vision.
was in the actual set. So when we filmed the first pilot, it immediately got picked up.
Wow.
Like it was the first show. Like, I think it was the first show to not have a pilot like episode prior.
Yeah.
And they were explaining me this, and I had no background experience, so I had no understanding of the value of the kind of records we were making. So the first episode, I think, was the pilot, and it was super awesome, super colorful. As soon as I got wearing the clothes, I knew I got into character. Like it was the Big Brother. Like it. I got the blue jersey. I got my Converse. I got my nice fitted pants. Shout out to Paula Truman, because that was we went on a dressing shopping spree to like kind of figure out outfits for Calvin, and they they used nice. So we went to a couple stores in Santa Monica, and came back. We tried them on and took pictures, and she showed Marty all those pictures, and the blue fit with the baseball jersey was like, yeah, that's Mutt Stuff right there.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
that became the first I guess decision of what Calvin's character looks like. And then after that, I made the decision of how he would feel. And so I would get the lines. I'd stare at the mirror and try to analyze my micro expressions. I realized that didn't really work out as well. I needed someone else to do it. And that I got an acting coach, for Cynthia Bain. And then it was, Adam Tate. And then we started working more on the true art of acting, during the first week. So that was super stressful for me. Again, like I said, I'm fine with being vulnerable, but it was stressful because there was a certain level of professionalism once you got on a fully funded show, like a full backed, it got picked up. You know what I mean? Like we're now serious. Yeah. Once it got serious, I got intimidated. And put on that costume, and then all of that kind of started to like go away, because Calvin doesn't worry about that stuff. Calvin is here to help children and their dogs or puppies with how they feel, and to teach them that they can help others with how they feel.
Yeah. Exactly.
And so the lines started becoming less intimidating, even though there was like pages of them, and I'd be saying them in one run. But yeah, it was super fun the first week. And the craziest part about it was that we filmed the entire show at the same location where they filmed The Office.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
That's crazy. I did not know that.
Wow.
At the end of the season, like at the end of the Mutt Stuff series, the last episode was with Oscar from The Office.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh
Wow.
That is insane.
That's huge. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
There in like 10 years.
Yeah, that must have been like huge for you.
Yeah. It was real.
The Office is big show.
Yeah, such a hugely successful show.
Yeah. Absolutely. I feel like the energy of that show stayed at the set. When people to the set, they were known for being grumpy. But they had no, they couldn't find a reason to frown. They couldn't find a reason to whine. It was just such a peaceful work environment. Also, we had puppies and dogs at our show every single day. Like it was green work day. Yeah. So it was the most therapeutic show that I think was ever created. I've ever seen, in my opinion. That the energy of The Office, just it was beautiful. Just to like, sometimes I would sleep in my trailer just to like, try to like soak in the memory of like being able to be at the office.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, do you have a favorite episode and favorite song from Mutt Stuff?
Okay. Favorite episode? Man, there's so many.
It's like, yeah, I can understand.
Say what's my favorite dog.
Yeah.
I think I can tell you my favorite song.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Obviously my doggy dance party song.
Oh yeah.
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 And
Yeah.
that like I would usually do, because I would get bored of the same dance sequence, and they want the same dance sequence because it's a kids show and they want something that kids can repeat. I also wanted to show the kind of kids that had too much creativity to follow, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just, like, cookie cuts that they just wanted like to do their own thing. So I would start doing my own thing. Like I would start, you know what I mean? Like if I felt like I wanted to like swing my arm for this one word, I would. And my director would be, what the hell are you doing? That's not choreographed. Like, you know what I mean? Follow the choreography. And I don't know. He enjoyed it because it did give Calvin again more of that authentic feeling. Like that's actually how he felt when the song would come on.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
joy, celebration. Like it's not some kind of structured form of happiness. It's like you just express yourself how you
just be you.
You know?
Exactly. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I this will probably be a long answer, but what was it like having HR Puffin Stuff on the show, plus working with the Crofts?
It was absolutely exactly what other people say it was. They are crazy, creative, outside of the box type of perspectives. They're really awesome to work with. I have one bad complaint other than the fact that we're still not doing shows. Yeah.
I know Sid Croft has done this live stream thing. Hopefully you're on one in the future.
That'd be awesome.
Because I know some people from the previous shows were on it.
I'm not super educated about what they're doing. What they're doing, a live stream?
Sid Croft does a stream every once in a while, and he has people.
He basically does it he basically does it every Sundays, which is called Sundays with Sid. Basically, basically they did an Instagram live stream like series.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, and he had somebody on from one of his previous shows, the Buggaboys.
Ooh. Yeah. Funny thing about that, did you know that Stuff is HR Puffin Stuff's nephew?
No.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
He's also the same like genetic.
Yeah.
You know, that's man. They told me some really crazy some stuff. I don't think I could say yet until they release it, but they said some pretty funny stuff about how they created HR Puffin Stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is a very classic show.
Speaking of HR Puffin Stuff, I know Chris brought this up in the chat, but he was actually the face, I believe, was portrayed by Donna Kimball, who later went on to do Moki in the new Fraggle Rock. Which is great puppeteer.
Yeah, Donna. Yeah.
Yeah.
Donna Kimball is the oh wait, are you saying that Donna Kimball did Stuff?
She did HR Puffin Stuff.
Oh, like when HR Puffin Stuff appeared, like she did the face. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, now she's on the new Fraggle Rock, which is insane.
Yeah. I know some for work, like I know she even voiced Susie from Sid the Science Kid, and she's
done a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
he was super fun.
The reboot of Fraggle Rock and
what happened?
The reboot of Fraggle Rock is as well.
Yeah, she's in the Fraggle Rock reboot.
That's
back.
She's
back to Rock.
Great stuff. Drew Massey. Do you guys know Drew Massey?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yes, Sid.
He's our best friend. He's so funny. Like when we would cut, he would still keep going.
Wow.
Definitely, yeah.
Wait, there would be like minutes of Calvin and stuff like off script, just like messing around and doing
Oh man.
That is
I definitely know he's going to become our own feature.
Yeah.
So it's cool that you mentioned that. So is this like an outtake reel or something like that of just like you and stuff just kind of fooling around and stuff?
Yes. There's bloopers.
We need to see it.
Oh yes.
Marty Croft vault somewhere.
Yeah.
Send Marty Croft if you're watching this.
Yeah.
Please.
Release it. Yeah.
I feel like I should say this.
Definitely.
Can I say this in the future? We're gonna keep what's there. I feel like we should. In the future, we might have to say Croft on. I mentioned that at the beginning.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll ask him about it.
Yep. Awesome.
Absolutely.
Definitely. So, do you have any other funny or interesting like behind the scenes stories while working on Mutt Stuff?
Yes. So Megan Godfrey, that's the stunt woman, super amazing stunt woman. I guess, maneuver the stuff costume, and she was, in control of, what is that called? She was the puppeteer. No, she wasn't the puppeteer. She was the got the professional name for it, but she wore the suit. So that the head was
mascot, probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was the she would hold the head on her shoulders and wear the bodysuit, but the head was mechanical, so Drew would maneuver it from his seat. Every time we would take, like, there was cut, and because the thing weighed like 500 freaking pounds, they would have to remove the head.
Yeah.
Every other take, someone would yell, "Off with her head!"
Oh, that's amazing.
The whole cast would just start cracking up. It was funny.
Oh my gosh.
I would constantly prank the what is it called? The set decorator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Decorator, like she was in charge of making sure things were was Sarah. Sarah was making sure things were back, but she had something to do with continuity. She made sure that the set looked the same way from the previous episode, so I would take certain things and she would lose I'd walk in on set with it and I'd put it right where I knew it was supposed to go. Trying to find it, and eventually she just stopped worrying, because obviously she knew I wouldn't jeopardize her job, and
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just a silly little prank that I'd pull on her.
That's funny.
What else? Sometimes, obviously, the puppeteers end up saying other things than what they're supposed to say.
Yes.
So, there'd be some really funny moments that it's not. I think it's more of an adult.
Not so much for the kids.
Yeah, exactly. It's slip ups. You know what I mean? It'd be a slip up. So it's normal, but they were funny. They throw everybody off track.
Awesome.
I'd love to see these bloopers if there's
one day.
Yeah. That'd be funny.
Definitely.
So when Mutt Stuff ended in 2017, did you get to keep anything from the set?
Legally, no. Yeah, probably. Well, I did, but they were things that I think they weren't gonna keep anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot of stuff that they couldn't put into their warehouse in studios. Yeah.
I feel like honestly it needs to come back. I know it ended in 2017.
Yeah.
But a show like that needs to be now. If they could do a Blues Clues, come on, bring it back.
Yeah. Do you think? What do you guys think? Would you guys be okay with it being animated?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd be very cool.
Yeah, an animated reboot would be
Like a spin
Yeah.
like spin-off series, but like an animated series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
that'd be very cool.
or like, you know what I mean? It's like, so like maybe it's the
That'd be very
adventures
cool.
of Annie the animal rescuer.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that'd be awesome.
Would you
You know-
return for it?
Absolutely. I actually
Yeah.
like voice acting.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
wow, that's
Oh, wow.
awesome.
Awesome. It'd be cool if it was an animated like series where it's called like Calvin and Mutt or something like that.
It'd
That
be
would be
cool. If it was,
Adventures with Calvin and something like that.
it would be cool if it was like the Blue School style, where it's animated and live action at the same time.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that'd be cool.
that would
That
be
would-
cool.
so that's more I was referring to.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I think being on camera is also fun for me, but I'm also open to the idea of just completely being fully animated.
Yeah,
Yeah. There you go.
Because then we can,
kind of combine the two. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, I would love to actually have having Oscar Nunez come back to the office on the show is like such like for us kind of fans is such like a mind-blowing like holy crap experience that I wouldn't want to take that away by making it fully animated.
Right.
right,
Yeah.
right.
That's awesome. So, what was it? What is it like getting to work with your dad on these projects?
Super funny because
Yeah.
He had a role in the show, also.
Yeah,
yes, yeah, he owns that. It was super funny because for the first time he wasn't the star.
right. Yeah, definitely.
So
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? I got to like boss him around a little bit, obviously playfully, but yeah, it was fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, did you still keep in touch with anyone from Mutt Stuff?
Yes, Megan, Drew, almost everybody. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
Nice.
yeah, it's
Awesome.
that show was that set turned into a family. We became very close
Yeah.
together. Yeah.
Yeah,
I love that.
That's
yeah.
amazing.
that's awesome.
So now obviously you and Cesar definitely have a lot of dogs. When did you get your first dog?
When I was born, I think.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
When I was born, I was put right into the pack.
Wow.
All the
Wow.
dogs would smell me. They'd recognize that I had the scent of their leader. So then, by association, I became their leader.
Nice.
Wow.
And
This-
I am kind of curious before you ask your question, Wyatt. I am kind of curious. Did you like out on the road? Did you ever get like recognized for being
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Mutt and Stuff?
Yeah.
Not. I got recognized virtually, not really like in person because I have a beard. My hair is long.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing blue. Like I look like, you know, I own like a vegan tea shop.
That's awesome.
So I don't think. I think I brought that on myself. I don't. You know, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know this question is definitely going to be hard for you. What is your favorite dog breed?
Favorite dog breed?
Yeah.
Well, the ones that I've learned to, I guess, be the most comfortable with are pit bulls and chihuahuas.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah, throughout my life, I have like one like golden retriever dog, and then I have two like pit bull dogs.
Yeah, and I know Jakey has a dog currently. And I have
Yeah,
a dog.
yeah,
I have a
which is-
Newfoundland.
Yeah, it's like brown like pit bull dog. Her name's Ruby.
Yeah, I have a
Yeah.
Newfoundland and a mix and all that.
Mhm.
I unfortunately have not had a dog since I was a little kid. So
Bro, do I need to like ship you like somebody
Do it.
out to get you a dog? Because like I need you to be connected to nature for sure.
yes, definitely. It's a lot more difficult because we're in an apartment, of course. But at the same time, yeah, I definitely do want a dog one day.
I see.
Definitely.
Having
Ours-
dogs sounds fun, you know. So
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So we've talked a lot about your work in the past. Can you share anything you're working on now?
Yes. So I am currently venturing out to more like creative ideas that I've had that I didn't know really what to do with when I was on set.
Yeah.
If I knew, like, let's say for instance, like the voiceovers and the animated series, if I knew, I could actually use the momentum and the momentum and the attention that I was getting from the show, I could possibly also redirect it towards these new projects that I want to have moving forward. Other than what I currently already manifested, I am a owner of a jewelry company.
Nice.
I own
Nice.
company. It's called Calvin Christian.
There you go.
Awesome.
And I am a blacksmith, so I make swords and
Yeah.
Right.
I need to use to make.
So you already mentioned some of the
Yeah.
beginning.
I own a company as well, my own personal company for, I guess, I'm a canine specialist, as a different way of saying dog behaviorist.
Nice.
Yeah.
And it's more like canine therapy. So
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. So people who have the same problems that they've come to my dad with, I'll help solve them and figure it out. Let's see what else. I got a YouTube that
Nice.
Nice.
I have ranch vlogs. I like the style of The Office, so I'm trying to like do the same kind of style at the ranch. And so these
Awesome.
these new episodes are I think we're coming out with episode 8.
Oh wow.
Next month or this month.
Nice.
Yeah, so a lot of new fun things are coming.
Yeah.
Nice.
There you go. As an actor and dog trainer, what challenges would you say you faced in your career?
Being literal.
Mm.
So like when I literally say to breathe, I'm not making a suggestion. I'm actually saying that you either need to breathe or you will continue to lose control over how you feel.
Mm.
So say, for instance, when a client's panicking because their dog's trying to bite me, they're making it worse by panicking.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they don't get it. They don't, it's not that they can't get it. It's that they're too overwhelmed to understand that calmness is going to be a greater energy for you to express rather than your fear.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And if I'm not reacting this way, I definitely want to make it an example that I literally want to show you how to act by the way I'm acting. That's really challenging because it's not a lot of people believe that it'll work, thing that I've faced in acting is trying to fake feelings that I genuinely haven't had.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So like say for instance, reacting super scared to something, right? Like screaming in terror, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I can authentically do it. That's just a challenge that I face because I don't know where to draw that emotion that I've never expressed before. You know what I mean? Fear is not something I really like to practice. Hate isn't something that I really like to practice.
Yeah.
So it's really awkward for me to like fake it.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are the two challenging things in those two lines of work.
There you go.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, what piece of advice would you give to anyone who wants to get into acting and train dogs? And as well, if there's anyone who wants to be in shows to be, themselves.
Yeah.
Like, as yourself and Mutt Stuff,
Yeah.
Well, dogs will definitely help you act.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
You have to be authentic. You have to be able to read body language. You have to be able to even mimic body language and blend in with the energy of the room. Either grow that energy and become that bigger source of that energy in the room, or bring it down. Learning to control energy is always going to help you with anything in terms of teaching someone else how to go through certain energetic problems, like their dog barking too much, or if their scene is very excited, they have to be able to control their energy to the point where they can produce their own excitement by finding a memory that makes them that excited, and then using that and putting it into that scene.
Yeah.
A lot of energy work.
Yes, definitely.
Sure. That's awesome. What would you like to say to your fans and supporters?
I would like to say thank you for being born. Thank you for
nobody's actually ever said that before. You're first.
Thank you for being born, and thank you for giving me the chance to make you happy, to give you that piece of peace that I have in myself to share with you guys.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I just hope that you guys can keep it with you forever and share it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we will.
Definitely.
Thank you for that. So if people would like to contact you, where can people find you?
The best place to contact me is Instagram.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, Instagram.
I do follow you, by the way.
Perfect. Awesome.
yeah, me too, of course. And of course, your Instagram will be in the description down below, so people can follow you in there.
Perfect. Awesome.
Just end it off.
Yeah, so
for me to promote myself as well, because it's like I'm so not used to doing that. You know what I mean? It's so that's another thing. It's like it's all attached to money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not really authentic. But I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You're welcome, though.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
So to end this off, so of course this podcast is called Jake's Happy Nostalgia Show. When you think of nostalgia, what do you think of, or how would you define the word nostalgia?
I would define the word nostalgia as a happy memory.
There you go.
Definitely, yes.
That's
yeah. Like one of the shows that I immediately trigger that for me is Elmo Size.
Oh yeah, Elmo Size. Oh my gosh. Oh wow.
I love that video.
Dude,
oh yeah. Speaking of that video,
the VCR packaging for the tape.
Yes.
Immediately triggers like so many man.
Oh, Elmo was a huge.
The three of us
deal
are
for
Sesame
me
Street
growing up.
Yeah, all of us Sesame Street fans.
And
Elmo was like crazy. Also, so you mentioned Elmo Size. We actually got some. We actually previously had one of the kids who was a part of that video.
Yeah, we did.
Tara.
Yeah.
So, do you remember a kid who was on the wheelchair? If you remember.
A little girl.
I don't remember what they looked like. I remember what they sounded like.
Well, there was a kid in that video who was in a wheelchair, and we actually had her on as a guest a couple episodes ago. Yeah,
her name is Tara.
Tara,
She's a Twitch streamer and great person to talk to.
That's awesome.
Wow, really cool. Actually, that's really cool.
Yeah, I definitely want to say this. Hopefully, we can have you back on in the future on the podcast.
Yeah,
and,
maybe have your dad on as well. The two.
Yeah. Or have other people from Mutt Stuff on. You never know.
Yeah, Drew Massey.
That'd be awesome. Well, Calvin, it has been a blast. Thank you so much for being a guest on the show.
Thank you so much, and I'm glad for us, knowing your work from Mutt Stuff, and keep up with whatever we're doing. We'll see what's next for you, and
when we have
be back on.
And when we have Sid Croft on, we'll tell me say hi.
Yes,
yeah, we'll tell him we had you on. Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Honored. You know what we did? We talked about you have to get back on. Let's have the two be on together. Sid
oh my gosh.
Yeah,
that'd be so fun.
Cool.
Wow.
Drew was a part of my childhood because I was Sid the Science Kid. And
Drew.
Yeah. Oh, that's it.
I remember that show so well.
All right.
He did the Science Kid until he told me.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
He probably didn't know Donna did it too before.
Yeah.
The teacher.
Yeah, like I said, she did the voice of Susie, the teacher.
Yeah.
The character for the show.
Victor Yerrid, who was also on Mutt Stuff, was on it.
Victor, yeah, dude, Victor's hilarious.
Yeah,
Victor's amazing.
Noodles were a mess.
Yeah, so thanks, Calvin, for being a part of our lives, with Mutt and Stuff, and can't wait to see what's next in store for you. So, and with that, everybody, that brings another episode of Jake's Happy Nostalgia Show to a close. Thanks again, Calvin, for being on. It has been an honor talking to you.
Yeah, for sure.
We can't wait to have you back on in the future.
Yes, and from all of us to all of you, remember that you are worth it, and to stay nostalgic.
You're worth it, and stay nostalgic. Take care, everyone. Bye. See you next episode.
See you next time on another episode of Jake's Happy Nostalgia Show, where nostalgia comes alive. Be sure to follow us on social media and stream us wherever you find your favorite podcasts. And as always, remember that you are worth it and to always stay nostalgic. Bye-bye.